Hi everyone, welcome back to Paper, Ink, and Martha, where creating in midlife is messy but fun, and we do it just because we like to do it. It's been a great weekend. I went to some craft bazaars and church bazaars this weekend as we're heading into the holiday season. My hat is a purchase from a local person, and it may look a little bit odd, but I love it. I love the colors of it. It's always important to support local, so please shop small, shop local if you can. I just wanted to talk a little bit about books that I look for at secondhand stores because I was fortunate enough to go into a couple of secondhand stores this weekend after the bazaars and found some really great books that were very inexpensive. And I'm going to be starting to do some journal creation on this channel, so bookmaking, junk journal if you want to call it. I don't necessarily love the term junk journal because it's not junk. We're just repurposing vintage or older things into something really wonderful and has such a great texture and feel. So whatever you want to call them, we'll do some traditional bookmaking and then we'll do some fun junk journaling, which is really not a lot of thought goes into the binding. We can do really simple binding, do a whole collection of pages that go in there. But I wanted to show you what I look for and what I will use in my journals, my art journals, my junk journals, and just other pieces of artwork that I'm working on. And at the end of the video, stick around because I will create something using these materials. So I really scored with this magazine, Better Homes and Gardens. Ironically enough, 100 ideas under $100, remodeling, decorating, gardening, crafts, etc. I haven't actually really looked at it except for to look at the ads. It's crazy. It's July 1967. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to looking at that. Old magazines are great. One, because they have vintage pictures, vintage scenes in them. And they often have like really great people that you can cut out, different sayings. So this is going to be a lot of fun to look through. It has still the inserts and everything, so that's going to be a good one. There's a Columbia Record Club. I was part of the Columbia CD Club when it came out. I didn't even know there was a record one. So anyway, that's going to be really fun to look for. So vintage magazines, and as we all know, a classic Collage magazine is National Geographic's. I was fortunate enough to find two of those yesterday as well. This one's April 1980 and this one is June 1979. So yeah, again, really fun images, nostalgic. Like, I think that's something about being in your 50s. You're looking back and trying to assess all these memories and good times and get them on paper. Always remember your story's worth making. Always remember that. So whatever you find in these types of things, to bring back some good memories, those are always good resources for fun things. Now I found this book as well, All Talking, All Singing, All Dancing. I have no idea what it is. It was $2 at the Mission thrift store, but I bought it because it's full of black and white images. I'm guessing these are famous people. I haven't really looked at it, but from movies and plays and things like that. So, but look at the options here. Definitely famous people. Look at the options here for collaging and adding to your junk journals. Junk journals are easy when I go through them if you've never done one before, but you just take images and actually whole pages out of old books and create them into a new book. When you're looking at secondhand stores or garage sales or anything, pick up a dictionary. I was lucky to find this one. This one was only $1, and it is very small type. But this is great to cut out words, to look for definitions. Definitions are always fun to add to your creations. So either your zines. We did zines the other day. Zines are fun to have vintage elements to, cutting up and using different things. So I would highly recommend a dictionary get into your repertoire of books that you have in your bookshelf. Then I found this step-to-step easy projects, creative albums. Again, only $2. I don't really like the style per se of what she's done, but I do like the instructions and I do like the projects. So what I'm going to do is I am going to recreate some of these in here, or maybe even all of them, but with my own style. And I'm hoping that I can share that with you on the channel. Scrapbooking and things like that have changed a lot since this has been published, and I just have my own style. But I love, like, this is a great example of some great paper folding, an accordion book, so which I love to make. So anyway, that was a good find. So old craft books. You can get some good ideas, just not even from that. Maybe you're a knitter or a crocheter or something too. This one I found in the kids sections, $1.49, Picture My Day, and I got it because of, well, the pages are all nicely rounded and it has a really great feel to it. It's an amazing size, and I don't like taking apart books too much, but that's what they are there for, and a lot of times they're pretty bashed up. This one has, someone has stuck stickers on the insides of some of these pages, but I really like the quality of the paper, and it's matte, and I really like matte paper. So I'm going to actually turn this book into a an art journal, and I'm going to leave it all the pages in, and I'm going to add to it. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to create a book, my own art journal out of a already done book. And we'll use gel press, we'll add other pages to this, like onto pages, have flip outs, have pockets, and it will just be a great place to record thoughts, get messy, draw without any judgment. So that's going to be a fun one. I think I lucked out with this. This is fodder and pasture plants. This is from the Department of Agriculture in Canada. So I'm up in Canada. And this is very old, 1913. And this happened to be at our, where did I get this one? At the Goodwill. And it has very nice pictures of plants in there. So there's actually a few plants in here that I'm going to take out and frame because they're just too beautiful just to cut up or do anything like that. But a lot of the print on there and the old pages are very nice to use in other art. So that's a good find. Old children's books with rhymes, lots of picture books are fun. So this will have words and lots of little images. So again, old picture books or children's books are great. Atlases of any kind. So this is just this pocket atlas book, which is super cool. Rip pages out of that, turn them into your own pockets in your own art journals or junk journals. And I have lots of big atlases as well. Our local library had a sale recently of all their books in their bookstore were half price, and someone went in there and bought all the atlases, so that was disappointing for me. But anyway, here's another children's book I found. It wasn't $3.56, that must have been the original price. So these little golden books are really fun, and there's so many of them, and lots of nice pictures to use or color over. Again, this style book I picked up because I like the matteness of the pages, so they're not shiny pages. Lots of pictures in this. This is a travel book. So travel books can be hit or miss. A lot of them have shiny pages, and we can get over shiny pages. But when you don't have to get over shiny pages, and they already come with a nice matte texture, it's even better. Then at one of the church sales I found I Radiate Joy. So if you're familiar with decks of motivational cards, that's what this is. I was happy I found this. This has really, really nice sayings. I feel compassion and empathy for all beings. I calm my nervous system by taking deep breaths. Good things are coming my way. I am ready for them. So it's positive sayings, and let's be honest, Everyone needs positive sayings, don't we? We need positive sayings. So positive sayings are fun to put in your art journals or cards, whatever you're making. Throw in a positive saying or journal, a positive saying or message. You could journal over top of these cards as well. I'm not going to, I don't think. I'm going to keep them as they are and use them for what they say on them. I might have them as tucks in my art journals or my junk journals, or maybe even give them away to people in my journals when I give my journals away. So look for those types of things. And then I look for big books. And this one's a really cool book and maybe fitting. This one is called Between Friends. So I think this was actually published in Canada, but it is all about the relationship between border towns in Canada and the US and how we rely on each other. And yeah, so, you know, it's a nice message between friends because we're all here together and we share the same space, whether there's a border there or not. So we might as well be friends. So this type of book is really cool because the pictures are so big. The pages are a little bit glossy, but they're very, very vintage looking. Like it's a really cool book. And there's a lot of nice sayings in here by political leaders at the time, pretty much, or influential writers, it seems like. So anyway, lots of cool pictures. You kind of get lost in that, but anyway, good message too, between friends. Here's another great big book that I found in the children's section at Goodwill, and this one is cool because it's in French, but it's all already collaged. Like I think it's a collage book. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's an art book. Maybe it's not a kid's book. Maybe it's an art book. But it has all these wonderful pictures. So what I'm going to do with this book, actually, I think I'm going to take it apart and make a book out of these pages. So that's an option too. You can take pages out of books and then fold them and make them into a new book that you can use for your own art creations or whatever you're wanting to do in your books. Then I always look in the stationery section at secondhand stores, and I found these really cool stickers. So I'm going to use these on my Christmas gift tags this year. Can't go wrong with red and white for Christmas, and they're stickers, so that will be fun. And then the last thing I was going to show you is this. This is pretty cool. I found this at Goodwill as well. It's a domino set. It's really really beautiful domino set, and this will be good for altered art and collaging on dominoes and having them as little decorations or maybe on your desk or to give away. They're just going to be fun little pieces of art. So always have fun thrifting. Thrifting is a great option if you don't want to spend a lot of money on art supplies or art materials. You can find a lot of paper very inexpensive at secondhand stores, and you're doing something for the planet because you are reusing with something that someone else has given away. Right now on my table, I'm part of the Treasure Trovember. If you want to look up my Collage Lab on YouTube, that's who's hosting this. It's really fun. It's a really fun thing to do. I've never done a day-to-day project as a kind of as a group or as an organized thing before on YouTube, but this person sends out a new prompt every single day, so each day you just add something to it. So this girl holding the money, we had to add something to do with money. This drink here, we had to add a drink. It could be anything. So it's a lot of fun. So I highly recommend doing something like that. If you're trying to get out of a rut when you're crafting, look for something that is an organized activity. Like there's no pressure. No one needs to see this. I can post on Instagram, and I do post on my Instagram account. You could follow me on Instagram at Papering and Martha, but you don't have to post it. My daughter's doing it with me. She's not posting it, and it's just a fun way to get you in your art room every single day with very low pressure. And it's fun scouring old books and sticker books and making up things, and it's really a lot of fun. So I highly recommend doing something like that. So that's basically on my table right now. And then I have part of a video filmed where I'm going to show you how I made this book, and it's mostly made out of some new stencils that I got. I've put some collage material in here. I was going to use this video as the one for this week. Unfortunately, the last video, I don't know, got corrupted or something happened. The final video didn't go like it. So you're not seeing me bind the book, but I'll show how I bind the book. But it does show how I make all the pages, and we go through different stencils and different techniques. So this will be a fun one. Stay tuned for that on the channel. And before we go, like I promised, we're going to go overhead and I'm going to create something out of these books that I showed you, come up with something. And I hope you guys have a great crafting week. Thank you so much for being here. I love making the videos. The editing I don't love so much at all because it takes a lot of time. But anyway, I'll get there. Remember, as I said earlier in the video, your story is worth making and telling. So please continue to get your doodles, your words, your anything on a book, in paper, whatever it is. And just keep going. It's fun to get in your art room and just create with no expectation of what it's gonna come out like. So just try it. See you next time, and let's go overhead for this one craft. Please like and subscribe. I've got a lot more ideas. Again, I've mentioned it before, but I've been doing this kind of art for decades, and I just have a lot that I'd like to share, and I will get better with my videos. So let's go overhead. Thanks, everyone. So I decided to use the atlas with the dominoes, and we're going to create a collage altered domino piece just using some of tacky glue. You can use white glue, put some white glue on the back of the domino, smear it around. I don't recommend using your finger unless you have some wet paper towel nearby. Glue spreader probably would have been a better idea, but you just get the glue nice and even. I'm just picking spots randomly on a map that just a page that I randomly pulled out, and just stick it down over top, and you're going to see that your domino face is going to be the piece of the map that's on the flat side of the domino. Give it a minute to just sit, and then I use an X-Acto knife to trim around the domino. It's the easiest way. You could use scissors if you didn't have an X-Acto knife, but the X-Acto knife lets you get nice and close to the domino. So this is going to give a nice finished edge. If you wanted to, you could also fold over the edges of the page to the domino sides, or you could paint the sides of the domino as well to give it a nice extra altered look. So there's my domino. I didn't realize I did Gulf of Mexico there, so there's Gulf of Mexico. And this is a piece of paper that I had gel pressed, so lots of different images, layers of paint. I'm using just a simple punch. You could cut out pieces of paper, but what I'm just trying to do is layer up different elements, since it's a collage altered piece on a domino. I'm really not thinking too much about where placement goes of these things. It's lots of fun to come up with these ideas, and when you have a domino set with so many pieces, there's so many chances that you have. So don't think too much. Like, this is all about quick creating in your art room, having fun. There's no rhyme or reason to anything that I'm creating here. I'm just doing it for fun. These dominoes would actually, as I was creating them, make really great place tags for Christmas or a dinner party or something. A creative meal maybe. You could put people's names on them, have a little collage. You could have, maybe you're playing games or something and have different text on the words, maybe charades type things. So many possibilities. I love black ink and stamps, so I'm adding a simple stamp to my domino over top of the map. Again, not thinking too much, just overhanging it on the edge to give it another depth. And then washi tape is next. I have a lot of different washi tapes. I'm just picking one at random that I think is going to look good. Washi tape is a really easy craft supply to have in your craft arsenal, because it instantly adds color, texture, and I think an extra dimension to your artwork. So if you're doing journaling, you can add it to your journals. This altered art domino, it just adds something to it. I really like it. This one has birds and trees on it. So the last thing I wanted to do was to get some words. So I used the children's rhyme book, and you could cut out individual words if you wanted, but I'm just going to use that let it go and cut that let it go out, not use it as a question, but just let it go. Always make sure you look at the other side of the paper before you cut something out of a book, because you might like what's on the other side better. So that's a good tip. And if you really love what's on both sides, you could take the book into Staples or something like that and get the pages photocopied, or if you had a photocopier as part of your printer at home, you could just do it yourself. I don't really know what direction I want to put this in. There's no right or wrong, and in the end I put it horizontally across the domino. I just wanted to keep more of the words from the map. But I think it's kind of funny that I put let it go and I had the Gulf of Mexico. I did not mean to do that at all. So these are really fun to do. And again, I used all my pieces of vintage finds that I got at this weekend. And that was really fun to go through them and change them into something else. Again, this is really simple dominoes. These dominoes are wood dominoes, but you could use obviously the plastic dominoes. And if you can't find dominoes in your secondhand store, you can find dominoes maybe at a dollar store or something like that, or a garage sale. They don't have to be old. Lastly, what I want to do is to ink up the edges, because inking up the edges, I do it a lot with my paper, and I do it a lot with altered art, and it just makes it look a little bit more vintage, more rustic. You could even use sandpaper if you wanted. I'm just using a gray archival ink and rubbing the edges down. Personally, I don't know. I think it just looks more finished. It's subtle. You can't really see it, but if it wasn't there, you would notice. And I did a few more of these. They're a little bit addicting to do, so I did a few more. Very fast to do, as you can tell as well. And use the same elements, the map, a piece of paper collage, washi tape, and cut a saying from the books. So it kind of goes together. I didn't realize the words go together. She dreamed, sing a song, and let it go. So now you probably have that song in your head. Sorry for that. These dominoes will stand up horizontally or vertically, or you could just have them lying down as art. Not a great angle there because of my camera, but yeah, please like and subscribe, and thank you for tuning in. See you later. Bye.